Dramana Shiksha Hare Krishna. Most welcome, happily to. Like they say, you made my day. So, love, love, love is all you need. Om Jnanati Minandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Shakshun Militam Jene Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Garamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sari Gauda Bhakta Vinda. You look so familiar to me. Did we meet before? Yes?
No,
we haven't. Okay. It is the prime target and the prime duty of each and every one of us to learn how to perfect the process of love. The process of love, the giving of love, serving with love, and understanding how and why our Creator has given that importance of love as the key target for our existence. Because as we proceed in our search for the meaning of our life, we have to deal with so many imperfect circumstances. Can call it psychology of imperfection. And still, despite all the imperfection which is in and around us, we always have to settle for that one-pointed target, which is love. Love in all relationships, love in all commitments, love in all understandings. So this is the final conclusion, what we have received from the Vedas, from the Srimad Bhagavatam especially, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and you could say so from each and every one of the scriptural conclusions. Sometimes we find that love is being described as a state of universal consciousness. So to say, like something which is like not very clearly focused. But then, on the other side, you find other moments where love is so concrete that it is being called Shakyaras, Vatsalyaras, Dasyaras, and finally Madhuryaras. That means that the love, the divine love, is being spread over the whole array of consciousness in a way of servitorship, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal affection. So in one way or another, it always will be there. It will always be manifested. And as it spreads out in all directions and in all commitments, love turns out to be the healing for all ills. all the sadness and all the illness and all the confusion of the whole world can only be healed by love. And of course we are talking about love, which is a transcendental love, even though a transcendental love, it does, how you would say, it filters down into all other commitments and relationships. Like we may, when we think about love, one thing for surely comes to our mind is our mother and our father. That really comes to our mind as like a very important and very great impact upon us. But it should not stay there, and it will not stay there. That's why even though we love our mother so much, we all leave our house and start a new family. Mostly speak, no? So why is that? If mother's love was the greatest, we should stay with her until she leaves the world. But mostly we don't. We have more things to do, more things to discover. And this, the divine love affair is that divine love affair which will not deny any other love affair, but which will claim from you the true priority. Careful. So tonight we're feeling that this love has brought us all together, has brought people from Bulgaria to Sweden, has brought people from different parts of Sweden to Göteborg, has brought me here. Because we are all functioning on this love. We are not really responding to anything else. Even another commitment, as you may say, hey, you made the agreement, hey, you promised. All these things, these are really irrelevant in comparison to our love commitments. And this divine prema dhamma devameva nomi gora sundaram, this is our Lord of Love, called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has come to inundate our life with that key ingredient of love. And he has given us the prema nam, or the name of love. And this name of love is really what gets the thing going, what keeps us going, what changes us. It's the transformation, that's transformational power of the prema nama. It is there, and it's a take it or leave it affair. There's not much more we can say. Love is not something you can impose on somebody. It's something you can bring it to their doorsteps and say, please take it, please take it, please take it. I'm a little nobody, but please take it. It's coming from above. It's what you have been searching for, because you are like me, brother and sisters, searching for divine love. And divine love manifests in prema nam. That's why the top secret prayer, which I'm going to read tonight with you, is the love prayer of Gauranga. If you can understand something of that love prayer, all your problems of life will simply be finished. And I'm not exaggerating. But I'm waiting for the instrument. And also for the songbook. So we can sing the Siksastakam tonight with you. Yes, if you can hold it, that'd be very good. Om in Heve. Swedish. Krishnas helige namn Renal Hertatsbegel, goedslekker de materiële existensens verterrende, elsomman ervargenom. Yes, in Sweden, but now I want to sing it in Sanskrit. Okay. Thank you. Where's your guitar? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave the love so generously to us that he requested us to take the fruits of love which he brought into this world and to help him. He requested us to help him to spread these fruits of love. As a very imperfect little being, I have simply accepted that invitation as a very great blessing upon me. And therefore I'm also trying to distribute these fruits of love to you here in the ripest of its fruits, the ripest of the ripest. Chetu darpanamarjanam Bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreyokairava-chandi kavitaranam Vidyavadu jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipatam Purnamrita svadanam Sarvatmasnapanam param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam nam makari bahutani ja sarva shaktis tatarpitani yamitas marane nakala etadrishe tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva midrisham yajani nanuraga trinatapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadina Kirtaniyat sadahari Nadanam na janam na sundarim Kavitam va jagadisha kamaye Mama janmani jamanishvare Bhavatat bhakti raitu kitvayi Ainandatanu jakinkaram Patitamam vishame bhavam buddhu Kripaya tava padapankaja Stitaduli sadrisham vichintaya Nayanam galata shrudaraya Vadanam gadgadarudaya gira Pulakair nischitam vapukada Tavanamagrani bhavishyati Yugaitam nimishena Chakshusha pravishaitam Shunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda virahena me Ashlisyava padaratam pinashtumam Adarshanam marmahatam karotuva Yata tatava vivatata lampatu Matprananastas tusa evana para. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. His Siksastakam ki jai. His call of love for all ki jai. His invitation to the spiritual world ki jai. The rasa dance ki jai. The divine pleasure pastimes of Lord Krishna ki jai. The divine deity manifestations of the Lord ki jai. The holy name which can bring us to him ki jai. The Harinam Sankirtan Yoga which is giving us the constant association in love ki jai. Gaura Premanandi Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Patita Pavan. I need the English translation of the Siksastakam. Thank you so much. So, tonight we're talking about the divine descent of love into this world. Yesterday we talked about how water came into this world, amongst others issues. But today we are talking about how divine love descended into this world. When and how and where and for what application and substance. Divine love is announced here in a very unique form. The intensity of this divine love, as announced here, is of that in the mood of separation. Like you are longing for something which is so high, it seems unreachable high, but your longing for reaching it intensifies, increases. So I'll give you an example. Just now, the world football matches started. So once my Guru Deva Sannyas Guru, he gave an example about the intensity of divine love. He says, while the football is flying in the football field, certain amount of emotion accompanies it. Oh, 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 oh. But when the ball gets close to the goal, like it's within the 1 meter range, and it's surrounded by some players, and they're like trying to figure out how to move that ball, the intensity becomes to like an what's happening? What will happen? And it can only culminate in an or an So it's a kind of I'm talking about emotions here, how emotions arise in a person and intensify. So in divine love, that type of emotion also exists. So I just gave you a mundane example, that if the true divine emotion arises in you, it's also another example which has been given by my spiritual teacher, is that of hot, sweet milk. It's too hot to drink and too sweet to resist. Something like that. Maybe you have been fond of drinking hot, sweet milk, and you know a little bit of what I'm talking about. It's something like you like to, but it's too hot. I can't. So you cannot reach it, but you cannot bear being without it. So in the journey of divine love, which I'm introducing to you tonight, I beg you to bear with me my own faulty attempts of description. But please notice that what I'm reading to you is definitely not coming from any human brain. it's not a poetic expression. It is something which we call the manifestation of divine love as a Prem avatar. An avatar means it's coming right from the highest divine level, and it manifesting in the form of 8 verses. 8 verses which can simply undo the Gordian knot of your existence. It simply can undo it. If you capture it in your heart, if you allow it to go deep inside, you will not be able to find another worry ever again. It's a big promise, isn't it? So, take me up on it. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan Yoga, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated years and lives after lives, and extinguishes the fire of conditional life. The Hare Krishna mantra is the Sri Krishna Sankirtan Yoga mantra, Prema mantra, the love mantra. It will do such an amazing cleaning job inside of you, and it will even remove pains and sorrows and karmas of the past, which brought you into conditional life. In other words, all our desires and all our accumulated pains and sorrows can simply be eradicated by embracing the Sankirtan Yoga of repeated birth and death. This congregational chanting movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. Benediction moon stands here for all inauspiciousness is simply being driven away. This auspicious benediction moon is the full moon of Gauranga. It's the Gauranga Purnima, Gaur Purnima. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. Means everything can be known within it. Nothing remains unknown in front of it. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss. Not only it gives you access to the ocean of bliss, it increases the ocean of bliss. Friends, well, let me finish the sentence. And it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. What are we anxious for? What is the peak experience you're longing for? Orgasm? Is that life's peak experience? It's pretty high. It gets people moving into so many directions, but is that the peak experience? Does any drug can convey to you a peak experience? When people drink ayahuasca juice, then when they're coming down from the ayahuasca journey, usually they take chicken soup to come down back to earth. I mean, back to the physical experience. This is how the shamans mostly celebrate this. All their deep insights in nature and whatever, talking with nature spirits, didn't give them even compassion for a chicken. Peak experience. Well, what is the meaning of a peak experience? Here it is mentioned, peak experience. It says very clearly, it increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. What is that? Is it true? Is it not true? Is it possible? When your heart is stolen in love, and you're ready to die for your love, that is the highest experience of all experiences. And that's given to you in the Prema Nama, in the holy name. That highest sacrifice, that highest joy of giving yourself entirely, that is contained in this mantra. In its fullest degree. But whether you can taste it or whether you are taking it in that mood, that's another question. But it's definitely there because that's what Mahaprabhu confirms. What we are reading here is Mahaprabhu's manual on the chanting of the holy name. Okay? Here's the manual on the chanting of the holy name. You want to chant, you want to be a bhakta, you want to have prema, you want to be bhakta, bhakti, Bhagavan connected. You want to have that, or you just want to have some imitation, some plastic imitation. You know, they make plastic. It looks so shiny, like it's gold, but it ain't gold. It's plastic. It's poison. But it looks like gold. So you get a lot of imitation. The world is full of imitations. People want to get it easy at one. Because as we're going to go on reading here, Mahaprabhu is telling us what is this divine love really entails. How much it is tasking your heart. Divine love, highest love, sweetest love, fulfilling love, everlasting love. For that, are you ready to bet your life on it? And people, they bet anything. They bet their health on peak experiences. They bet their time and money on it at any time for any silly so-called peak experience. Risk is a certain kind of peak experience. The all or nothing risk. The win or lose risk. The addiction of gambling. That's another one. People can throw their whole wealth in a night away because of this peak experience of taking risk for nothing, for increased wealth, or for what? Our nervous system has a certain ability of producing peak experiences, and they are neurotransmitters, if you want to go down to the biological level, like dopamine and other things. They are producing certain pleasures, and then you go, oh, yeah, let me have that one again. like monoglutamate, how we call that? Potassium monoglutamate. That is a food additive, they put it, which releases a neurotransmitter of pleasure. And they call it also the fifth taste. It's like something, it's a combination of sweet and salty at the same time with a prolonged impact setting in a liquidized form, which they put on your chips or this and that, and you can't stop eating. Because your neurotransmitters say more. You want more of this. They know that very well. It's all well thought out in the business manuals, how to get the companies growing. But, you know, I'm getting a little gross here in my description. I don't want to be so sidetracked today. But the peak experience is produced by such foolish things. They have people snared, ensnared, trapped. People are trapped in this material world. So what it says here enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Do you think monoglutamate is the nectar for which we are always anxious? Do you think sugar is? Addiction to sugar is 7 times more intensive than cocaine. You think sugar is the peak experience for us? Or cocaine? Or mushrooms? Or anything like that? No, my dear. Nothing to do with love. They have not even right to touch the entry to the world, to the realm of Prem Bhakti, of the Rasik Bhakti, the deepest feeling of nectar from within the heart. Because you have to go over the hurdle of wanting to give yourself. If you're not ready to give yourself, you cannot cross into that region, into that arena. You cannot. You cannot be a mother without giving birth. That's painful. Divine love is divine giving to the maximum degree of sacrifice, but not because you are told you have to. You will be tested whether you are loving from your core of your heart or whether because you are being pushed to in the mood of you have to. Devotion rendered with awe and reverence does not attract me, the Lord says. But when the divine damsels of Vrindavan, they chastise me with severe repulsion, being upset for my behavior, that captures my heart entirely. What's that? The Lord likes to be chastised by his devotees. He prefers that over the awe and reverence rendered to him in the Aishwarya mood. But this is something coming later here. It will later be explained more detailed. Now I'm just giving the nutshell understanding. You want to enter into the Prema Dham, into the path of love. Die to live. Die to live. Die in the world of sense gratification. Die in the world of exploitation. Die in the world of selfishness. And live in the world of divine giving. Don't allow your mind to complain. Your mind will always have something to complain. That is his business. So tell the mind to complain about the complaining. The peak experience of love is so intensive there's no time for complaining. And there's also no need. It's like somebody complaining in the morning, why the sun doesn't come earlier today? Huh? I'm really tired. It's always late every morning. Huh? Yeah. You will not get a very appreciative audience. Nor will you get any appreciative audience on any complaining, as a matter of fact. You're not even meant to complain. The environment is perfect. The only imperfect one is you. Mind your own business. Surrender. This is the wordings I'm hearing, the sound of music in the background of our life experience alongside the great masters. That was something. That's what we are amazingly appreciating. So, want to go into the world of prema? Then let's hear what Lord Chaitanya has to say about this mantra. Oh, now it's getting heavy. Oh my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to all living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I'm so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Out of your kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But my ego is so engrossed with itself that I do not pay much attention when I'm informed about the holy name. It's like I'm asking, where am I there? So much is being promised here. Such an incredible power is attributed to the holy name. Millions of names? How is it that the Lord has millions of names? I was in a meeting with the native tribes of America and some from Asia too. And they were in Ishtagosti, they were discussing what is the future of us, the united tribes in the world. Because in one way or all, we all have a bit of indigenous blood inside of our veins. Pacarino made this documentary, We Are All Indigenous People. So we were in the meeting of tribes, and I asked each and every one of the seniors, how do you address Divine Mother? How do you address her feminine form? And how do you address Divine Masculine form? Because in all the traditional tribes, at least the ones I've come in contact with, divinity is always understood as feminine and masculine. Not just masculine like in some other traditions. So I collected all the names at that time. I wrote them on a paper. And then I started chanting them. Just like we have this kirtan tradition, you know, we sing the holy names. Kakuru Serangwa Ati Senekam Radha Govinda Rad Sitaram. And I was just chanting and chanting, and in the most natural way a kirtan developed, with everybody participating or simply appreciating. And I was always thinking about the shloka. You have hundreds of millions of names to be appreciated. In each language the Lord has different names. And still He's always the same. So we chanted. It was recorded. It started at 6 o'clock at night. There was no electricity. We were in the mountains, in the Sierra Nevada of Colombia. And as the light went out, we just kept chanting, hearing, seeing a few little flashes from some cameras or so. And later we made a fire. And the dancing went on until 12 o'clock at night. There was no rules, there was no regulations, there was no code. Everything just flowed. And flowed to the joy for everybody. And of course we were very joyful that Krishna's name was also there in his so many varieties. Gauranga Radha Brajaswara, our Ishtadev in the Vrinda mission, worshipped since 30 years in the mountains. So it was a pretty unique experience. And it just confirms so much what this shloka says. The love for the Lord is the love of all the tribes. And not only of all the tribes for the Lord, of all the tribes for each other. Isn't this one of the major problems we have on our planet? We just can't get along with each other. We have so many ideologies and so many provincial interests that we're always on top of each other, against each other, cutting the other out. It's not possible in the love of the tribes. And this is why this method of the chanting of the holy name is really giving you the entry to the love of the Lord and the love for all the tribes. For all your brothers and sisters, regardless where they are, what they look like. Something which we are still far, far away from learning. Even though we try. No, some people complain. Oh, why we are not giving shelter to all the people who are persecuted in Syria or Iraq or here and there. Of course, then if you give shelter to everybody, then everybody wants to come to Europe or to to America. But actually we have to love not only the tribes, we have to love the mother. Number one, we have to love the Divine Mother. That Divine Mother love is the love of Mother Earth, is the love for this planet, for this greatest energy field of care. God's energy manifests in the care feature of Earth in such an unbelievable way. It's very difficult to reciprocate adequately to it. But you can by chanting. Mother Earth is very happy when the children are chanting and dancing. You know? Chanting and dancing is really the answer here for harmonizing. So the love for the Lord and for all the tribes is the love of maturity. Therefore Mahaprabhu says that everybody has to get the mercy of love. Every town and village in the world shall be inundated with the mercy of the divine love. Sounds like a good idea. Go out in Göteborg at night like we did in other years, to simply spread love amongst all the people sitting there looking for love in other directions. That those nights in the Sierra Nevada, there were something. And we can repeat. We can repeat as often as we wish. It may not reach that intensity so easily, but the intensity is in the tears which come from your eyes, so you don't have to worry about the others. And if the tears are coming from your eyes, then you know something is happening, some transformation, and you may hide them. Otherwise, you may be making a show of emotion. That also exists. I would go on reading this, otherwise we never finish the 8th stanza of what this love is all about. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, and devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. The peak experience I was talking about is in the joy of love itself. Yes, I want to sing with you, dance with you. That night everybody danced. 4-year-old kids, 80-year-olds, sagas, mamos, everybody was spinning around and just feeling the joy. And sometimes you were touching each other as you bumped into each other, or you had the circle dance, or this or that. The peak experience of the holy name is the peak experience of dedication towards the well-being of others. The fulfillment of wanting to be there when others need you. If you are not there for others when they need you, you cannot claim that you love them. And if you don't love them, why is that? What is the meaning of not loving others? Okay, you love yourself, fine. So you think you will get the peak experience out of loving yourself? Then each and every one would be just swooning in their peak experiences. Because, like one time they asked Prabhupada about egotism, and Prabhupada said, if we would love God as much as we love ourselves, we would almost be pure devotees already. So there is something about this, loving yourself. Of course, then we have the psychologist screaming, but first you have to love yourself, then you can love others. Of course, if you don't love yourself, then you also don't love what has been done to you, created, given to you. This love power is given to you for somebody, not for yourself. You know, imagine standing in front of a mirror and telling you, I love you. It's pretty silly, pretty gross, no? But that's what you do when you take drugs. You tell yourself, I love you. For you, I sacrifice my health. For you, I sacrifice my wealth. For you, I sacrifice the happiness of my wife, my children, my friends, my well-wishers. For you, little you who I don't even know who you are, this body there. For you, I sacrifice my existence. Doesn't sound very spiritual, does it? That's what it is. Materialism. Misplaced love. No peak experience there available. Just reminds me of the guy in front of the bartender. The bartender says, what ails you, brother? Why are you looking so sad? He says, yes, I'm really down. You need a scotch on the rocks. Come on. We'll get you uplifted here. And then he comes by. Now, did anybody do anything bad to you? Oh, if you just imagine. It's really bad, you know, life. You need a martini dry. Next one. And when he's like, all like, in his bizarre anesthesia situation, and then the bartender asks him, are you happy now? Or you need another beer? What is that? I mean, practically, the bartender is like his doctor and diagnosing him the state or the quantity of anesthesia he needs that he can survive that night. Nice way, no? It sounds so silly, but you know how many bars are there here in Göteborg? That's what they do every night. That's what people do. If they have the money, otherwise they just buy a bottle of wine and lie under a bridge somewhere, you know, the clochard method. But it's all anesthesia. Peak experience, forget it. I had no peak experience there. Nothing which can heal you. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, medicine is, I have to eat some humble pie. Ready? Ready for the humble pie? No, I want proudy pie. No proudy pie. You've eaten that already since you were born. And all what you get from it, depression. Now eat humble pie, that's good. What that means? You should be thinking of yourself lower than a straw in a street. Oh God. I mean, they're really asking a lot, don't they? Professional, studied 19 years in university schools, and now I'm supposed to think of myself lower than a straw in a street. I mean, this is something close to impossible, no? Aren't we always jerked up to think of ourselves a little bit more? I got now 7 titles. I just came from the international seminar of media utilization, and I'm also a doctor on commerce and this and that. And now I'm supposed to think of myself lower than a straw in a street. What kind of psychology is that? What are you trying to do with my mind? I mean, I came out in a newspaper, I was interviewed in the television, I already wrote a book, and now you tell me I'm more lower than a straw in a street? No. No. You're not lower than a straw in a street, but you should feel yourself lower as a straw in a street for your mental medication. You know what we were talking about, the women issue today? I say, then if they say if they indicate such a thing, it's just for making you more happy, more humble. Not that you are less than a straw in the street. Why the straw in the street is being given as an example? Because it doesn't offer any opposition. It will go wherever you want. You take the broom and you just kick the straw anywhere, and no opposition, no complaint. So if you consider yourself as low as a straw in the street, you're always eager to get orders. You're always eager to execute and to come up the mark of doing the wonderful things of giving love. Give your love away. Give your love away. Don't be afraid. Give your love away. Love, love, love. So, how can I give my love away? I cannot give my pride, my proudness away. So I have to be humble if I want to give my love away. If you're really humble, really sweet, everybody wants to have your love. Then, be more tolerant than a tree. Doesn't matter what you go on chanting. Doesn't matter what happens, what opposition comes to you. Respect? No. Don't expect to be respected. Show respect. Show respect, show respect, show respect. What do you lose by showing respect? But I will only show respect if they also show me respect. Ah, no, you're in the business, huh? I will give you some sweet comment on your glories, because you are also glorifying me. This is not bhakti. This is not what Mahaprabhu is explaining here about love. This love is so intense. You want to give respect to all and not any respect for you. Why? Why you don't want to be respected? Because tears are not coming from my eyes when I chant the holy name. I'm such a dry fellow. So sad, so separate from that love which I'm longing for. And how will I want to be respected in that fallen condition? I don't want to be respected. I just want to be allowed to serve. If I can serve, then this is my real joyful existence. And then in this humble state of mind, you can continue to give your mind to the holy Prema Nama. your mind can apply to it. Yes, love is all I need. Love is all I want. For love I'm ready to give myself. The fourth stanza. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your costless devotional service, birth after birth. And then so many beautiful women are coming. And maybe wealth is also coming. And people come to you and say, oh, you're so great. Swamiji, what you have done is so nice. And you have to say, no. I'm not nice at all. Nice is the Lord of love. Nice is the divine, the highest love. You know, in the material world, beautiful woman and wealth. Wealth is the root cause of the majority of crimes, if not all crimes. And beautiful women corrupt any loving commitments easily. For another beautiful woman or for every type of sexual impulse, people can somehow or other throw away their own children. And nowadays a very sad situation has arisen. It hurts me so deep in my heart. Nowadays, you will be despised just for being against the slaughter of innocent babies. I mean, people, so-called progressive people, they think they are so progressive that anybody who may have a different opinion is to be denounced. If you're against abortion, they think you're against the real spirit of useful enlightenment, or I don't know, whatever they call it. Babies have not many defenders anymore, even though we all were there in the baby stage. We all come from that same womb, sacred womb. Mother's womb is Mother Earth. She's just like our river, the river of life, the seed of life, the soul. That is what this life is all about. If you are not able to even defend it because you will be attacked for being against abortion, it makes me very sad. Makes me understand that we are in such a low condition in our world nowadays that even defending your own brothers and sisters in the womb is being looked down upon by some section of people. So, birth, womb, whatever is coming together with us into this world, it is so high, it's so divine. If we cannot protect the divine part of our existence, then we cannot rejoice anymore. So we want to have a peak experience of love? Yeah, you better reassess a few of your conclusions there. That's why I share my mind with you. I hope, just like some people there, thinking they're better than others because they're vegan. You know, I love vegans. As a matter of fact, I'm a vegan myself to larger extent, except when the animals are fully protected, as it is supposed to be in the original system of cow protection. But I appreciate the vegetarians. I appreciate those who understand that we have to protect Mother Earth, cutting down on all the things which cause harm to Mother Earth, and doing our sincere level best to improve the situation of this planet, and not look down on anybody, just encourage everybody. Those who are still eating meat, encouraging them, please eat less meat. You're doing bad for you and for everybody. What to speak of the animals? Yes, I can also be an extremist. I can only also go on the barricades. But if somebody cannot understand it yet, I have to reach the barricade which is around his heart. And I have to somehow swing over that barricade of his heart and get to his heart and give him such an intense hug that he cannot resist and will say, okay, what do you want from me? Cut down on that meat eating, or cut it out, whatever you can, so we will have a better taken care of our situation. I mean, the law of karma exists anyway. Whatever you do, whatever you say, you will have to go through. The action and reaction scenario. It will be there anyway. But because we are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we just want to give love to everybody. We don't want people feel, oh, he rejected me because I was still eating meat. Prabhupada never made a condition. He said, only come to my temple if you're vegetarian. He said, give the love away to everybody. He sent us out so that everybody will be happy in Krishna consciousness. So, this is also practical application, humility. You cannot think I'm better than others because I'm a devotee. It's not right. You can pray for others in any way you want. There's no hard and fast rules how to pray for others, how to help others. You have to get over the barricades around their heart and hug their heart. That is the real issue here of sharing. Any fool can kick out somebody else. Any fool can call the police. But can you reach somebody's heart and convert him into the person of love? Can you do that? Then you really accomplished something. And that's what the Siksastakam is all about. Converting others to the divine embrace of love. Now listen to the next verse. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. All I want is your love. All I want is your service, birth after birth. Birth after birth means I'm not making conditions. I'm not making any business with the Lord. I say, oh, but I now chanted Hare Krishna so many rounds. Now it's time for you to come and pick me up. No? You remember? We discussed that today. He was just saying, birth after birth, I'll try to do whatever you want me to do. It's enough for me. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I've fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Somehow or other I've fallen here. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. I'm a beggar of love. I want your feet. I want to be at your feet. And I want to take everybody with me to your feet. I know we are we're bestly situated at your feet. There we can all sit and chant and dance, and hug each other and touch his feet and go to the world of love. You know? He has to pick us up. We can try to, hey, my claim, I'm the most fallen. You came to save the most fallen. I'm very happy to surprise you. Here now you can fulfill the true meaning of your mission. But it's him who has to pick you up. Can't pick yourself up from the ground. You can jump, but you always fall back on the ground. Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? When will my emotion arise to the highest level, that I will feel you and your name is everything, and my other concerns and regards have no more meaning and sustenance. Only your name and your service is all, and name and service is all, because you are the master of all, and you love all, and I want to serve all, because all are part of you. Then your spirit becomes healthy and strong. And then you're not fearful to do anything. You're ready to do anything and everything to bring love to it all. Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Now something happens. Now you've fallen in love with the Lord of love, and you cannot bear his separation anymore. No time for pranayama, no time for yoga exercises, no time for anything. You cannot even read the scriptures anymore because the tears are making you blind. When Gadadhar Pandit was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, that original copy was kept. It swam away from his tears. Separation from you cannot be tolerated anymore. Do you ever feel like this about somebody? Just see a mother, what she is screaming like and behaving if her little baby disappears. She rants and raves. She screams, she runs, she pushes everybody, look for her, look for her, look for her. Where could she be? Mother will not say, oh, mother, baby disappeared. Ah, will come back later or something. No. Mother without her baby will be bananas. And everything will be just as fine to her. So love for the Lord becomes like this intensive, unbearable to live without. How you manifest in this realm. You manifest in this realm as simply a beggar. I wish my love to be real. But now we're getting to the last part of this loving instruction, which are getting heavy. I know no one but the Lord. Krishna is my Lord, and I shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly. By his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He's completely free to do anything and everything, for he's always my worshipful Lord, unconditional. Yesterday, Harish asked me why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that give up all the principles of Dharma and come to me, I will protect you. This is the same spirit here. Lord Krishna, he can do anything and everything he wants because he's the worshipable Lord. Therefore, when he tells the gopis come and dance with him at night, he's not under any suspicion of anybody that he may be doing something wrong. So if he calls, it is the highest Dharma. Even his love dance, the Maharaj, is the highest Dharma, and every soul is invited. So falling in love with the Lord is so high, is beyond all other imaginations. Therefore the Lord, he can do anything he wants. He will remain my worshipable Lord. You see, in the true love, the surrender degree is such that the devotee, he becomes a slave of love. But within that slave of love, the Lord becomes the slave of love. Means they live for each other. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I'm never lost to him, nor is he ever lost to me. Krishna says, I am in the heart of my devotees, and my devotees are always in my heart. So these are the hints of what is the peak experience for the soul. It's only there to be found in love. Any other attempt, it will not suit your heart's demand. I thank you so much for patiently listening to the words of the Siksastakam with my appreciations, as I heard from my spiritual masters. It's the sum and substance of life, and this love is the only thing which keeps us going. Like I say, this love is the only thing which brought me back to Sweden again, because I know that all of you are serving Prabhupada here so nicely, trying wonderful things. Wonderful things means when it's from the heart. It doesn't mean whether you are preaching to 2 people or to 200 or 2,000 or 200,000, it doesn't matter. Of course, a devotee always tries to expand his activities. In one way or another, he tries to reach out, but not at the point that it's not a movement of quantity, it's a movement of quality, Prabhupada used to say. Searching for quality in our relationship in what we do. And quantity is not in your control, but of course we are not against it that a quantity of people are benefited by Krishna consciousness either. But sometimes we have to also eat humble pie. Any question? I offer my humble obeisance to my Guru Deva, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Rakshita Maharaj, for his deeper insights I've been able to appreciate in his own conduct, and the Mahaprabhu, who we have been worshipping ever since over the last 30 years in many, many places around the world. I've taken many deities of Mahaprabhu, like I brought here also, and usually in and around their worship, great miracles, great wonderful things have happened. So I'm still very, very happy, looking forward to see what's the next plan of Mahaprabhu. And let's see. Just let's see. It's all great. Any question? Don't be shy. I know it's a little late. You're also probably a little hungry. Today's Friday. Yeah? So, weekend ahead. Weekend in Imlitala ahead. Radhakunda waiting for you. The one and only Radhakunda in Sweden. Yes.
Yes. Hello. So blissful to be here, to listen to you. This is my first time in this house, and this is my first visit with you. So forgive me for possibly asking from ignorance. I was just curious to know more of why have you come to be on the Krishna path when there are so many other paths you can walk in this world? I mean, with other religions and other ideologies that are possibly fighting each other and regarding these conflicts you spoke of earlier. Why choose to believe in a specific God or a specific religion? Many masters seem to have their tradition, and I was just curious to know why you chose yours.
Thank you very much for your question. First of all, destiny. I became a disciple of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, my beloved spiritual master, because I was looking for spirituality. I was looking in a very childish way. I was only 17 years old. I was a strong defender of justice in my own self-estimation, which had made me into a very staunch socialist, hoping that socialism would actually go through and bring justice to this world. Then, discouraged by what I saw happening, I said, I'm looking for justice in an unjust world. So I have to find something which comes from beyond this world and which points out to the qualities beyond this world where such judgment may take place on a higher level, because it's apparently not happening on this lower level. And by reading the Bhagavad Gita, I find such a strong answer that I didn't really feel anymore that there's a lack for me for deciding or not deciding. I just said, well, I met this is great, my spiritual master. He is doing what he's doing right in this world, right next to me, and allowing me to participate. And I was trying to participate in other spiritual missions before I met him personally. That was not possible for me. It just didn't happen. Could tell you a long story what happened in the different attempts, but it's not so important. It just didn't manifest, whereas my spiritual master received me with open arms, and even though I didn't meet him personally, just through his devotees and through his setup he had made. So in 1972, when I met him personally in Paris, I had already lived and served in his temple for 1 year almost. And I was so eager to meet him. I was so, when I'm going to finally meet him. And then I was allowed to meet him and talk to him and really feel his presence. Then I was simply overjoyed. And so you may say to a certain degree, circumstantially, I came into this position of accepting the attempt of service as a Krishna monk. But I also accept to serve in other faculties. I'm also serving in the faculty of a guardian of Mother Nature. I even serve in the faculty of what they call a mamu in the Sierra Nevada of the indigenous people. They invited me to defend Mother Earth by accepting this role of service. I also accepted that and didn't feel there's any contradiction there. But you see, from my inner feeling here, which I think is very close to your appreciation, we cannot discriminate between one and the other spiritual path. Either we embrace the divine manifestation as it comes down into this world as a God-given help, which manifests in so many ways and which we have to learn to appreciate, or our own credibility will also be jeopardized of our own descent of our faith has come to us. If we come into this idea, I'll go to heaven, you all go to hell, or something like that, no? It doesn't fit in, and it's not the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I could say that those verses I was reading tonight, they're the key reasons why I'm here and why I stay here. Because of this content of this, and this great all-inviting spirit, which comes from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in particular. Then, to end up the answer to your question, I started studying about the phenomena of faith and developed something which we call nowadays perennial psychology. And it is a study of the phenomena of faith in the development of consciousness. And in this work, which of course I offer to my spiritual master and to the Vedas as well, we have distanced ourselves totally from confessional preferences. What is perennial psychology is something which is such a beautiful phenomena, and people embrace purification and values and discriminate between what we call in perennial psychology. We say there's the indiscriminate with others, selfish and pure and grateful and compassionate. There are different approaches to XYZ circumstances. And we all have a chance to decide which one of the three are we going to take, or are we even going to aspire for some higher thing? So in this way, by studying how the individual consciousness in the whole world is altered by one's own free will decision making, then I could see that faith is really the key ingredient, and that faith has been totally ignored by our many elements in our modern society. Secular education ignores faith. It tramples upon faith, or it just wants to manipulate faith or demand it to be put into their conclusions. Blind faith. No, not the living, flowing faith of finding the beauty of life and love. No, not that faith. It becomes a dogmatic thing, which, forget it. So the whole study in this faith phenomena led me to even embrace the Krishna philosophy more intensively, because I could see that these understandings were catered to and embraced in that philosophy. Otherwise, I probably would have lost my faith in this particular tradition. Even though human frailties are everywhere, undoubtedly. And it's a struggle for coming to such a level where we may call it totally sincere. Who's totally sincere? We wish we would be, no? But even that's a struggle inside of each and every one to become totally sincere. But even that's even that is being accepted as a possibility of development, of evolution. That's basically what I would say to your question.
I have a follow-up question to
Yeah.
that. Is it wrong to assume that different traditions and faiths, there are all doors that you can walk into? Isn't it more like some of them may be open for you, some are not? It's the path that chooses you, more or less.
Well, in a sense, that's what I was telling you. I came to this way because I wanted to find something I could give my heart to, and I found it. So in that sense, yes. But at the same time, you see, within spirituality, tradition, there's usually the element of we are the ones, and we got it really, and others got it maybe, or a little less, no? There's always a little shine or flare of that type of thinking. We accept that in a psychology as the same feeling you're allowed to have that my mother is the best. I think she is. She's so good, my mother. I think she's the only mother in the world. And he's right. She's his only mother in this lifetime. Oh, we're giving him a little bit of, okay. Be strong with your mother, believe in her, follow her, be faithful to her. Ontologically speaking, well, we really want to do that? Do we really make an ontological comparison of religions within the realm of their faith? Do we really want to do that? Well, if we want to, you can read the Perennial Psychology. There we have taken painstakingly the symptoms of the different revelations of God and how they present each other within the spectrum of universal theology. And when you read that, you will find they do coincide a lot. In the case of our lecture this evening, they coincide totally. It's all about love. Spirituality is about love. And when you go deeper in love, then more deeper things will manifest. And at a certain point, you don't want to share it anymore with others because they will not be able to follow through with it. But you have to follow through with it. A certain privacy area develops there. Thank you for being here. And the hurry now? You said the hurry now? No. Any other question? Please come and take prasada.
Srila Gurudev Bhakti Ki Jai.